Hello YouTube land and welcome to Force In Unison Live! PlayStation E3 2018, yeah! Let's get hyped, baby! Of course, tonight we're gonna react to the PlayStation conference. Tonight we're gonna see maybe some reveals, or maybe we're just gonna get bored out of our ass. But the best part of it all is that we're gonna try to have some fun. And of course, joining me like always, Caleones! Yeah! Caleones, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? Hey, how you doing, everybody? Hello, Dig. Hello, Toys and More Club, the Nintendo Zone. Welcome to our live stream of the Sony PlayStation E3 2018 conference. So, very excited. This is my favorite part of the whole E3, and I'm glad that we're finally getting to it. If anything, to see what is not going to be announced and see Dantes' face when that is not mentioned. So, oh well, I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, just looking forward to it. I know that you're going to be making fun of me tomorrow for whatever happens during the Nintendo conference, but hopefully both of us will be fully satisfied when it comes to the games of our respective consoles. And well, either way, like I said, I was planning on getting a PS4, so hopefully there will be games, even though we've seen other conferences, and it's, Sony is actually getting a pretty healthy amount of games, even though we all thought it was going to be mainly, like showing gameplay and things like that.
So your face is being covered by a symbol. So if you can move to your right more, just move to the right. More. Come on. More.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, which right? This right?
You're right, dude. I'm sitting here to your right. To your right. You're right. Just move an area and I'll tell you. Just move. Just move.
Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead and move.
There you go.
Here.
Keep moving. Keep moving that direction more.
Yeah, you want me to like disappear from the pane?
No, you're fine.
I know.
Okay.
But,
a little bit more. A little bit more. Caleones, trust me.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
You know what? I'm just gonna move this way, and I'll go ahead and settle it in a little bit here, so I can still have access to my mouse, keyboard, and everything.
Cool.
But
sorry about that. We just wanted to make sure that Caleones' face was not covered by our symbol. So Caleones, go ahead, my friend. What do you expect from Sony today?
Well, from Sony, it's actually hard to know what I expect from Sony because we've already had the E3 conference. We already had the Bethesda conference. We already had the Ubisoft one and the Square Enix, and they've already had certain announcements for Sony. So if Sony were to show it at their conference, it's not going to be the same. Kind of like Microsoft conference, that they actually got ahead of those other ones. So whenever they had reveals, people were seeing them for the first time. So it counts like a point for Microsoft because they were the first ones to to show it first. So that's going to be the I guess the biggest thing for the Sony one. I expect them to for the biggest games like the Spider-Man one. Of course, we've already seen Days Gone. I'm really excited to see what Ghost of Tsushima really is. So that's another one that I'm looking forward to. But possibly the biggest reveals and surprises have already been shown. So it's not gonna be the same impact seeing them again than when we saw them on the other conferences.
So a lot of people are asking for where's Despacito, Caleones? Where is you owe Despacito? You've been hiding Despacito since last year. People are asking for it. Where is Despacito?
Well, I'm actually going to have to do a Despacito and Despacito 2. So it's going to have to be a part 1 and 2. That's going to be, it's going to have to be the summer project and finally, after all this time, finish it.
That's why we didn't do a bet, Guy, because he hasn't paid off for the bet of last year. So we didn't do a bet this year for E3. So
I told myself, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the video, but I'm gonna lose 25 pounds before appearing on the video, and then I I gained weight, so I never got to that, like the way that I wanted to do
Well,
it.
the
So,
funny part is that you could have probably win this year because right now, if I believe on the predictions, you're winning right now.
well,
So
you have half a point.
I have half a point, but still, it's you're winning. You got Halo correct. I don't know. I haven't looked back at the other predictions, but Caleones is winning right now in the predictions. So could have won this year because he didn't do the bet. Then tough shit for him this year for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait until next year because I gotta do like the Lannisters and pay my bet or
Anyway,
debt.
yeah, correct. You have to pay your bet. Until you pay your bet, we're not doing more bets. Caleones, with that said, uh, anything that you have seen as of now that has been really interesting for you?
Well, as I mean, if you're asking right now, and Toys and More Club can actually, can probably tell you because we were driving and about to get home when we were looking at the Ubisoft conference, and they were showing but basically Starlink Battle for Atlas. So they were showing the gameplay, showing the game videos, and I'm driving, and then they say they're going to show something else about the game. They start, with the video. Then you see this person asking for help on the game. Other pilots go to help her, and then you realize that it's actually a collaboration with Star Fox. So, of course, I was driving. I had to park just so I could go with the oh my god, Star Fox, oh my god. And so so that was probably the biggest surprise. But what I was because I mean after that I sent you the video. You saw the reveal, and I know I'm gonna be spending a lot in those toys or toys to life. But the thing is, if if the big if is if tomorrow Nintendo were to show or Retro were to show the Star Fox Grand Prix game plus this collaboration with Ubisoft having Star Fox, it feels like Nintendo is trying to push Star Fox now more than ever for some reason. I don't know. Like maybe they're planning on doing other things. Maybe this has to do with the whole Universal movies, type things, or I don't know. But it feels like they're starting to push, this IP for some reason.
Okay, we shall see. We shall see if it's good. We shall see if Retro is really playing or making Star Fox Grand Prix. Grand Prix, but I think that would be a a waste of talent. But that's just me. As of now, for me, Caleones, I mean, the only thing that I've seen, I've been a little bit, I guess, not in the best mood for E3 this year, but I'm trying to get out of it. But I'd say Devil May Cry. I was really mad, but maybe it'll get better. Maybe Devil May Cry will have Dante as a full playable character. And when I mean playable character, it's not like Devil May Cry 4, where you use Nero most of the time, and then you will basically come back to the same areas through, right? When Nero got stuck in the story, I don't remember how he got, and then you would fight the same bosses too. So it was really a little bit like, oh, last minute, let's just put Dante because everybody's mad at us right now because Dante's not in the game. I don't know if this game is going to be better planned where you can play Nero, but you can play Dante with both of them, having full story, full levels, full everything, then I could forgive it for sure more. Dante is on the cover, but again, they promoted Nero too much, and again, it just doesn't make sense. And Capcom, again, your main character is Dante. You should be promoting the guy who took you to the show. But that's not the case, Caleones. But still, I'm interested in Devil May Cry. I thought that Microsoft did a pretty good job. They did show a lot of new games. I know that a lot of them were multi-plat, so you see that Microsoft pay a lot of money to get all those games in their conference. Good for them. And they announced their main exclusives, which shows a roadmap at least for the Xbox hardcore fans to know that Microsoft is not going anywhere. I think their biggest announcement was buying Ninja Theory, in my opinion. And it shows that they're going to be able to make first-party games. The question is, are they that good? Are they going to be good? Undead Labs is not proven. Last game was only a 69 Metacritic. Playgrounds is proven. Playground is the best developer that Microsoft has. Them handling Fable could be interesting. We shall see if Playground could become their Naughty Dog. And of course, Ninja Theory is known for good games. Question is, will Microsoft give them creative freedom, or will they intervene? I think that's the biggest question. But we shall see. Hopefully, they don't intervene. We shall see. But what we'll do is, of course, once all conferences are done, Force In Unison Live this Sunday, we will be doing a full review of E3, where we'll discuss every presentation and our thoughts. So it's going to be a long show for sure this Sunday, so you want to stay tuned. Maybe what we'll do is we just review Nintendo's on the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, so that way we only have that. And then on Force In Unison Live, we'll do the full review of Microsoft and Sony, and then we'll give our winner during the Force In Unison Live podcast, not during the Get In and Get Out, because in that case, we're just going to be reviewing the Nintendo conference. You okay with that, Caleones?
Right now, right now we are about 5 or 6 minutes away from the Sony conference starting, at least, based on my, computer clock. But I'll say this right now, and we've already talked about it before. We said it before any of these conferences started that, Microsoft was the one that was primed to win E3. And so far, we still haven't seen the Sony conference. We still haven't seen the Nintendo conference. But based on what Microsoft did at their conference with the games they showed, like you said, the review about the game studios that they purchased, it seems like they are ahead of expectations. And it could actually be the first time that they win E3 on the Xbox One era, which they haven't really done. So it is a tall order for Sony and Nintendo to match or surpass. So far, Microsoft is ahead. But like we said, Sony conference, it's a couple of minutes away, and Nintendo will be tomorrow. So we still have to see those two.
Yep. We shall see, Caleones. Hopefully, Microsoft can keep. I will say this, that was the best Microsoft conference in this generation for sure. But even the year that they did a pretty good job on their conference, it's just bad luck. Sony, that was the year that Sony in 2016 dropped the hammer with all the games that they show, right? So, I mean, it's been interesting. I say this is their best shot for sure. So, good luck, Microsoft. You can keep the lead. I do not expect much from Sony. In my case, my preview, I expect that they're gonna show some good gameplay from The Last of Us, which I'm worried about that game, to clarify. A lot of people say, "Oh my God, why are you worried with Naughty Dog?" There's a lot of reasons why I'm worried. And it's the same with Days Gone. I don't think we're gonna see it, but I'm worried about that game too a little bit. I am excited about Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man looks good. I'm not that much worried about Spider-Man. And Death Stranding, we just need to know what it is. But I keep hearing that it's gonna be a multiplayer-centric game, a lot of connectivity. So again, I'm not a multiplayer type of guy. That's not for me. But we shall see what Death Stranding looks like, and maybe Hideo Kojima can hit it out of the park. And then maybe Sony will have some third-party announcements that are new, that are exclusives for them, and that could help them at least mash up to Microsoft. The only way I think Sony can mash up Microsoft right now is they may not be able to show how many games Microsoft showed, because Microsoft just pay a lot of money. And the funny part is, if you guys kept running the news, Microsoft pay money just to be the first to show the trailer. It's not that they even have the marketing rights for those games. So it was just, I think they needed to show a strong show that they have a lot of versatility on their platform, and that's what they want to do. But admittedly, a lot of those games don't have marketing deals with Microsoft. It was just that they paid to be the first to release, and hey, good for them. It is what it is. You have to do what you have to do to show that you are, not as bad as people are saying, because right now Microsoft has been taking a beating last year and this year. So they need to show that they're still in the game, basically. But for me, Sony, to be able to match Microsoft, they have to show the 4 games. The Last of Us need to kill it. Oh, here we go. It's starting right now. Caleones, are you ready? I don't know where you are on your stream, but right now mine's starting just now.
Yeah, I see it over here.
Yeah.
So
anyway, what I was gonna finish saying is they just need to show, the Last of Us need to show great exclusives. and more exclusives from third party, and then maybe, but we shall see. It sounds like this is gonna be dreams. So bad start already.
I'll still say, I mean, it is media molecule, so it is going to be a good game.
I'm not a fan. I played Little Big Planet 1. Wasn't a big fan. Didn't like the floating controls. But they're saying media showcase will begin shortly. So that's not the intro. Maybe that's just saying they did that with Dreams. Guys in the chat, let me know if you know, if the sound looks correctly, if our voice can be heard, but you know, our voice don't overdrown the conference. You guys are here to watch the conference, not us. So I want to make sure.
Yeah, but if you see right now, there's a little over 176,000 people watching the Sony stream. So I mean, it's a lot of people interested just to see. I mean, of course, they have the biggest, you know, market share when it comes to consoles. So of course, you know, everybody just wants to see the games.
So where you are, so you can match it. Mine right now, I see the little ball in the middle just leaving just now.
Yeah, it just left. The other one is still, it's going after it right now and just left the screen. Hey, the Nintendo Zone said that he almost left for Erika, but he's staying over here. So what do you say to that, Dantes?
Good job. Good job. Thank you for supporting us. Erika got enough subscribers. You guys need to give the views to us. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I would say that we would have even more subscribers if Dantes would do his real impressions from the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 babes.
No, I'm not that type of gamer. Oh, the two balls came in. Where you have them? Where are you right now on the stream?
They're in the middle where that great thing is. They turn around looking at us. So I would say just, if you could pause it for 1 microsecond, like pause play real quick.
That's, am I ahead of you?
Yes, by maybe like half a second.
Okay, I paused it and unclicked it. Is that better?
Okay, so what are you seeing right now?
The two balls going to the girl was in the seat.
Okay. Yeah, they stop looking up. One, I guess, turn the eyes off and on, or close and open.
Well, now it's showing
graphic material. This is not Dreams.
Please welcome Sean Layden.
Oh, they changed studios today or theater. That's not the big theater that was other years. What's this?
Good evening, everyone, and
this is really small this year.
Welcome, and thank you for making the time.
It's like a country club.
Yeah.
To come to church.
Well, it's probably just going to be. I mean, it could be like a quick announcement here and then go to the other venue. It all depends.
For the coming Sunday, for those of you who need to know that. But thank you for coming out. It's great to see the congregation as large as it is tonight under this single tent.
What the hell?
And for those of you who may be a bit apprehensive because you remember that movie Kingsman, it doesn't end that way. It doesn't end that way. But no, again, thank you. And as you can see from this evening, here again at PlayStation, we've decided to mix it up a little bit in the way that we're doing our E3 presentation this year. You know, we look at what the stories have we tell and the things that we want to impart to our fans here with us and their fans on the live feed worldwide. And that changes our design ideas around what we can do for this show. So tonight, we're going to have...
I'm going to check if the sound is good.
Bombardment of new creative. We're going to take all of you on a journey deeper into some of the key titles we've talked about before, but we're going to talk about them in a different way tonight, a deeper way, so you can learn about what's going on with these games and what's coming up in the future. You know, what we look at here at Worldwide Studios with inside Sony Interactive Entertainment, we really want to take our love for gaming and make it sing very loudly. It's a gaming industry, it's sometimes called, but certainly inside our studios, we see gaming as a vocation. It's what we do, it's what we have to do. Our teams of creatives and studios and designers, they have stories to tell and things they want to show you and places they'd like to take you. That's what we're trying to do here at PlayStation. This coming year is going to be all about those kind of games that we can deliver to you in a way that's going to blow your minds. And tonight, we're beginning here in this tent, this church tent we've created here in Los Angeles to let you start that journey with us and let us tell you our stories for the next hour or so. So without further ado, it is my great honor and my unique privilege.
Yeah, he's talking about how they're going to be talking about games that they've already shown, but they're going to go on a deeper level on those games and show them in a different way. So we'll see. We'll see what they have up their sleeves.
It sounds really low. I don't know why, even though I have the volume really high, Caleones. But it's not skipping or anything like that. It just sounds low. Not sure why. I give up. This year is a bad technical year. That's Last of Us music. I know that sound as soon as a...
I don't know. I actually put it on here just to test it out, and I can hear it fine, like the volume from the conference and ours. So.
Okay, that's fine. We'll leave it like that. I think it's working.
Hey, Microsoft was the one that brought the Circus a couple of years ago, so maybe Sony's doing the same this year.
Yeah, and I made fun of them for doing that. 28. That was 2008.
Oh yeah, somebody's Dick said that he brought the banjo. So is it really? No, banjo belongs to Microsoft, so it's not banjo. But
okay, I'm already not happy.
I'll say Grant Kirkhope's rendition of Donkey Kong on Mario and Rabbids was pretty cool compared to this.
Well, this is not as epic as when they did God of War and they had the symphony, just playing God of War music in the background. So
yeah, and they had Circus of Soleil or something like that.
No, that was the following year.
Oh, the following year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they still have the symphony. So that's why last 2 years been pretty good for Sony, and this is already starting to worry me.
Yeah, and they just turn the light off so he can escape without being harmed.
Oh, that's why they have that church. That's in the game. That's Ellie.
I hate these things.
Is that Glenn?
Your old man really laid into me today.
What happened?
Another big lecture about my patrols. Don't go here, don't go there. It's funny how involved it gets whenever you're scheduled to go out.
Yeah.
She's putting on quite the show.
I give you guys 2 weeks until you're back together.
Not gonna happen. She say something, dude?
Make it 1 week. Ellie! Hey! It took you so long. Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Tina?
Jesse.
Don't forget we leave at first light, so get some rest.
Yes, sir. Such a dick. Come on. Why don't you start with me? Okay, I have a very serious question for you. How bad do I smell? Like a hot pile of garbage? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's probably not the same crowd as the Nintendo presentation.
You love it. Every guy in this room is staring at you right now. Maybe they're staring at you. Or not. Maybe they're jealous of you. I'm just a girl, not a threat. Oh, Ellie. I think they should be terrified.
Are you blushing, Dantes?
Nope.
Yeah, even TNC is saying it.
Here we go. Gameplay time.
It looks like the new Tomb Raider game.
Obviously, the graphics looks crazy. Crazy good.
So, do you think it's gonna merit an "Oh my God" from Jim Sterling?
I don't know.
They are rusted with sin. What is free? Oh, shit! No, no, no!
Ew, these intestines that are hanging out.
Spread out.
I mean, I'll say if the multiplayer maps are like this as well, it's gonna be pretty hectic.
They have the same item configuration as the Last of Us 1. How you take items and build stuff.
So it seems like it's still gonna have its like RPG type elements to it.
Well, minuscule RPG elements to clarify. Really minuscule.
I mean, I do like the music because it makes the like the atmosphere feel more like suspenseful.
Oof. Fuck.
Ouch.
It's gonna be more open, less linear.
She went into the grass. Watch yourself.
Did she duck a little when the gunshots were closer, like her head nodding downward? I thought I saw it.
Ethan. What? Wolf. She came through here. Double back. Go.
Oh, they look under the cars. Nice. That's attention to detail right there, Caleones.
Yeah. And I mean, you could say it looks close to CG, but I mean, graphics look awesome.
Video games. Nice. Oh, nice.
With the bottle. Shield. That's.
Oh, crap. Oh, she's ripping out the arrow because she got hurt by one of them. That is attention to details to the next level, Caleones.
I mean, like, I'll say from The Last of Us, you remember the scene at the hospital when Joel is trying to, I mean, rescue her and escape?
Yeah.
That was one of the best, I mean, like, I say stages in video game history, but, I mean, this looks great, and it's all, I mean, it's just gameplay. It's not nothing
Yeah, that's
else
what I'm saying. All the level of details, the way the AI would look under cars, the way she ripped out the arrow. That's not next gen level stuff right there, Caleones.
So they're probably gonna announce that it's gonna be for the PS5.
Crafting, yeah. Well, a little bit different from the old game, but close.
You know, what I'm waiting for is for them to say, you know what, you can play co-op, the full story of the game, and have somebody else appear.
Ouch.
Yeah, she's not making it happen.
Ouch. That's all in game. That's crazy. Ooh.
Do you see how she evaded the arrow?
Yeah. She got hit by a huge hammer and took that. That's the only part about, I think, that damaged the demo. You see what I'm saying? That it's not real. I know it's video games, but still. Oh, great. Hey, kids in the chat.
Look away.
Look away.
Look away, kids.
There can be only one. The Highlander.
So Dantes, what do you think?
I told you.
I'll tell you once the conference is done. We'll do like a review.
You heard that guy saying that was intense.
Yeah. It was. So it looks great. The only thing I will say though is that, you know, that guy with that big hammer.
That was a new look at The Last of Us Part 2. We're here live in Los Angeles at the PlayStation
should have killed her
E3
in one
showcase.
shot. So they still need to work on the
quick intermission.
You know,
well, I mean, it could be something about just difficulty. Like if it's a higher difficulty, it would be even more damage, or maybe one hit kill or something like that. So it could probably just be difficulty.
I'm good. It's such a pleasure to be
yeah,
here at
like
Showcase.
when you play Grounded, Last of Us is even better. I played Grounded on the Last of Us, and it was great playing it that way.
What better guest to have for joining us about Worldwide Studios than the chairman of Worldwide Studios, Mr. Sean Layden. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good to be here.
I thought you were just on stage. How did you get up here so fast?
We created this pneumatic tube that I was dropped into and shot right across to the studio here.
Right over here. Well, it's good to have you here.
Well, it's great to be here. And I think that was a very powerful start for our E3 program for this year.
That's right, and there's much more to come, but I do want to zero in on The Last of Us Part 2 here just for a moment. You know, as chairman of Worldwide Studios, you work very closely with Naughty Dog. These guys need no introduction.
Indeed.
And I'm curious, from your perspective, where is their head at when it comes to developing this game?
Where's their head at? I mean, they are everywhere. They're looking at what can do in the next iteration of the Last of Us series, and I think what we saw tonight, I mean, that piece of content was so impactful. I mean, the whole relationship between Ellie and Dina going into the combat sequence really shows that they're pulling out all the stops over at Naughty Dog, and they're going to have a very broad and ranging game that's not going to make you only work at it as a player, but you're going to have to just think as a person what you're coming up against.
I can't wait to see more of that, and that was first gameplay we saw there of The Last of Us Part 2, looking obviously incredible. And speaking of incredible, I mean, Worldwide Studios lately, I mean, it's just been unbelievable. Horizon, you had God of War, which needs no introduction, and Detroit Become Human. I mean, what is the secret, and what are you doing over there at Worldwide Studios? What's going on there?
The rule number one is do no harm, right? Right. In a lot of ways, my job is just to move the boulders out of the road to make sure that creative talent can get where they need to go. You know, provide backup, provide scope.
Okay.
You know, provide generalized.
This is reminding me of the
advice
PSX
about where we can take
couch.
this as an industry and as a game
Sony.
culture. But
they're probably going to start sending us
we've got 13
TVs.
studios
So,
worldwide.
just fun, huh?
Sony established the quick fire E3. They killed it
them through to their vision. That's
on
kind of what we've
2016.
been trying to do
Microsoft
here
copies
the
format this year, and they're praised, and then Sony goes back to
you're
something
seeing a
that
lot
is
of
not
coming into
optimal
play right
for our E3.
That's great to hear
in
that.
my opinion.
And you know, I mean, speaking about making fans happy, I mean, I think there's a question that I've been getting a whole lot, and it has to do with God of War. You know, it's a celebrated game. It's sold extremely well. It has a huge legion of fans. And one of the things I wanted to mention was, you know, I get a lot of tweets about New Game Plus. You know, is this something that you and Santa Monica Studio are evaluating for God of War?
You know, it's crazy. With the advent of social media, we get a lot of real-time feedback from the fans and the community, and we listen to that. And God knows my Twitter feed is filled up with a lot of stuff that we could talk about here or not talk about at all. But it's all important. We take it all seriously. And New Game Plus is something that came through really strong and really hard through that kind of feedback.
I mean, it was.
And I'm happy to say today
they start with playing the guitar. It was okay. Then they show the gameplay. Gameplay looks awesome. But then they take you away from the game. Maybe they should have gone, you know, like game after game after game.
That makes me very happy.
Because it takes you away from it.
That's kind of scary. But okay.
I will find time to. He wasn't watching.
Okay, thank God.
I want to confirm that.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Asleep. But yeah, thank you so much, Sean. And it's great to hear that you and the amazing team at Santa Monica Studio are making that happen.
Hey, if we can create functionality and features that allow people to spend more time in the worlds we build, that's by definition a good thing.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So New Game Plus, that is confirmed. It is coming to God of War. We'll have full details on PlayStation Blog shortly. We have a lot more to talk about too.
Yeah, and actually, Sean, I wanted to ask you about that. About a month ago, you did something a little bit out of the ordinary for our team, and you kind of came out and talked about the 4 main games that we would be highlighting tonight's PlayStation Showcase. I was wondering what the thought process was there.
Well, you know, every year we try to let the stories we have to tell design the experience we're going to create. And this year we felt that what we really want to do is take people on a journey deep into the content, deep into the 4 big pillar games that we're working on right now, and get them to see a bit more about
at least they announced a new game plus for God of War.
It's a really wide range of titles there, anything from The Last of Us 2, which you saw right now, through Death Stranding and Spider-Man and Ghost. So this year I wanted people to know that don't come here expecting to have some big flashy new idea come out or some big surprise come out. Come here and sit with us and walk with us as we get through to see the background stories and deep inside of the games we're working on.
Wonderful. And we do have a lot more coming from those Worldwide Studios games in the showcase later tonight. Do you have any personal games that you're most excited about?
Well, they're all fabulous, and I think the teams are really crushing it right across the board.
Fair enough.
But one thing I would say is there's one of the games that we're having out today that will be playable in 3 months. And available in stores, and that's our favorite web slinger,
of course,
Spider-Man. So we're going to see a lot of that tonight, and I think the folks at home should be happy with what they're going to get.
Awesome, thank you, Sean.
Sean, thank you so much for dropping by. Always a pleasure to trade notes with the chairman of Worldwide Studios.
It's great to see you guys. I'll head back to the pneumatic tube station then.
All right, please do.
All right.
And
wear the helmet.
We do have a lot more in store coming up in just a few minutes as the E3 showcase continues. But in the meantime, we also have some other updates for you while we wait during this short intermission. So I say we kick it off with a look at the latest from the world of Call of Duty.
Okay, and this is why when Sony conference is going to have an uphill battle, because most of these things we've already seen, like or at least have been announced at the other conferences as well. So. But Dantes, what do you think about Sony maybe adopting the Nintendo style, how they do the Nintendo Direct in terms of presentation, as like Treehouse,
You're
like,
cutting off.
Have the talk inside that. So
get immediate access to back
you cut off. I didn't get you at all.
Black Ops 3 only when you pre-order Call of Duty Black Ops 4 from PlayStation Store.
Welcome back. We are having the PlayStation E3 showcase kicking off in just a few more minutes. We're in a short intermission period here, but we've got some good stuff to talk about. We've got some good friends as well.
Yeah.
Meredith Molinari and Ramon Russell. Welcome.
What's happening?
That's
good to have you guys back.
It's good to be back.
So what about now?
Right before the showcase.
Absolutely.
What was the question?
Excellent.
Just asking about, like, should Sony adopt the, I guess the Nintendo style where they show an Nintendo presentation for like 30-40 minutes, and then they go into the treehouse, and that's when you have the people talking, doing interviews and things like that. Because I don't know, like I said, yes, you saw the Last of Us, you saw the gameplay, it was awesome, but they're taking you away from the experience by doing this type of intermissions.
I don't think Sony needs to do what Nintendo does. I think they need to do what other years they've done, like last year and the year before, which is game, and that's it. And then you bring some games like Microsoft did with third party. If you can't fill it up, fill it with third party. Who cares?
Share awesome news with our audience, but PlayStation Plus subscribers get a little,
I do not know what this format
treat.
is. They're trying something new, trying to innovate, I think, because, again, Sony perfected the E3 conference, the E3 itself, not the Direct, to clarify. And now Microsoft adopting that style of conference. You can see it the way they did it this year. If you guys don't believe me, go and see Sony's 2016 conference and put Microsoft conference next to it, and let's see who's told what, how to do it. So just do it. I challenge you guys. But anyway, but now they're trying this new format. I'm guessing trying to innovate, trying something different, like they did the last couple of years. It's just not working out.
Okay, this is the Tetris Effect game.
But they already announced that. It's new. They already announced it. If that were gonna show it,
yeah, they probably should have just kept it instead of doing the 4 days of E3.
Yeah,
they should have just kept it.
The same with the trailer of Days Gone.
Yeah. Yeah, they announced a release date for and Days Gone as well, which is gonna be. People were making fun of like games releasing basically in February, so they were saying that Rockstar should delay Red Dead Redemption 2 and release it on February 22nd, just to like fire everybody up.
Creators of Fee and Flipping Death.
Look like you've seen a ghost.
That's the spirit. Comes a heartfelt story in VR.
But really, who are you?
Well, hopefully this is them just trying to brush off and get these out of the way until they go to the big ones.
Welcome back. We're just a few minutes away from the E3 PlayStation Showcase. I mean, when I say a few minutes, I mean we're really... So let's keep moving here. There was a lot of great stuff here. Oh, and we could see the crowd is seated.
To a theater now.
The people are about ready to
like
go.
The pre-show?
The show's about to continue, about to move into the big event.
Yeah, it was
I don't know,
great to see
unless
the
they're doing the same
countdown
thing,
stuff,
you
but
know,
I do
because
think
they
that
were
there's, like, maybe one more
at a
thing we
different
can
venue
sneak in there
for
before
The
we
Last
cut
of
it right
Us.
to the showcase.
Then they're probably changing to a different venue for another game, and then another venue for a different one.
So
Maybe
this
that's what they're trying to do. I don't know.
Boasts a huge loyal community of nearly 6 billion hours. Incredible stat.
Yeah, they play that so much.
A lot.
They do. And we're going to take a first look at the next chapter right now.
Oh, Destiny.
Yeah, and that community is struggling right now. So they're trying to do their best not to lose their players. Is that John Hurt?
Just a couple victims of this brutal prize. Am I strong enough to let things just die? Just to keep a spark alive. But if there's nothing on the other side, why can't I leave well enough alone and go to the light?
Yeah, that was a powerful new look at Destiny 2. Forsaken is coming out September 4th on PS4. A lot of great enhancements and content for that one. And
yeah, it looks really good. There's a lot of buzz about that Gambit mode coming up. And guess what? If you're at E3, you can play it at our booth.
Not too bad.
But
not too bad.
There's barely any time because we're about to get to the showcase.
That's right. We are really seconds away when it comes down to it from the rest of PlayStation's E3 showcase. Thank you so much for watching. We've got a lot more in store tonight. But for now,
I think it's almost time.
I think it's almost time. Should we get to it?
I think why keep people waiting? Let's get to it. We have so much more to cover.
Okay. Got a lot more in store. So let's check it out live right now.
Yeah, they move everybody to a theater now. What the hell?
Yeah, so they're doing the same thing. They're probably just going by with different games to like different venues and. So is this one Ghost of Tsushima? Can we say that for certain?
Yeah, that's Ghost of Tsushima. What up, No Midnight? Thank you for joining us. Chicken Nugget Simulator. I don't know. Simulating something for sure.
Yeah. Well, we can say this is not what we were expecting.
Yeah. It's breaking new ground for sure. Hopefully they were just entertaining them so we can start the show for reals. Yeah, this goes up to Tsushima. See, this game should have been announced today and not on Paris game show.
Yeah, because they didn't really show anything.
No.
Temple's close.
That's the second game that we see Glenn in.
Nobu, come. Where are they? No! Ah! Bastards! Enough! Was next samurai? Arshoneg, Artsangesh Potos Batium! Niet voor kwai minig! Samurai! Los geht's!
Changes fighting styles. Fighting stance.
Oh, Let's see if they also have a weapon breaking system.
Hope not.
Jin, you're late.
You're impatient. Where's the monk?
The bastards beat me to him. Now they're torturing him at the temple.
Come on.
You think the monk's a hero?
We need him, Masako. Down.
We could take them.
No. Remember Sago Bridge? We strike quietly. And they kill the monk.
I'll guard the exits. Just get that monk.
Okay. So, I mean, the game looks good. I'm just waiting for that wow moment so far. Especially since this is the first time that we're seeing it. We're seeing the gameplay for it.
I don't know. I think it's fine. We shall see. I think it shows how you're gonna climb buildings. You know, can you work stealth? I think it's just a ninja game. Yeah, you're right. Maybe there's nothing like a WoW like Last of Us, but coming from the heels of the Last of Us is a little bit tough too. That looked like a Batman when he comes down and you can do quick attacks to everybody.
So he killed generic bad guy number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice.
Masako! Stand aside, Jin. You betrayed my family.
Run! If we fight, the Mongols win.
They already won.
Wait, was that his brother or cousin that he decided to like hide her after she helped him?
You were my friend.
Give me the monk.
No.
Yeah, see, you change fighting stance, and the AI too changed fighting stance too, depending on how you move. I've noticed. See, he changed it right there.
Okay, so I look forward to your PlayStation Monday video breaking down the different fighting stances and how to do combos based on that.
It looks interesting. It just depends how he's gonna play it out. You see what I'm saying?
That's our enemy.
If it's gonna be like more defensive, depending on her fighting style, you're gonna be changing your fighting style. Almost like a rock, paper, scissors type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
I also wonder how you do the fighting. If it's just like as simple as just pressing a button, or if you have to move the the right or left joysticks or whatever.
We need to see more. I trust Sucker Punch. I think it's, for me, which I'm a fan of Infamous games. Would that game, be the next big deal for Sucker Punch? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when it comes to the Infamous games, the biggest thing is the attention to detail on the world itself. How big the world is, how you can interact with it. Maybe it's gonna be the same thing, with this one. There you go, Rock, trying to win you over on this.
Yeah. This is Dreams, so probably gonna be a 5-minute waste of time. I got nothing against Dreams. Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us look great. This is just not a game for me. Or is that over? That's something else? Oh, this is Dreams. This is Tomb Raider?
No, that's a gun. It's not a bow and arrow.
Is a shifting place. There are rules and rituals.
Is it a new game?
You can keep traveling deeper.
Okay, this is what I wanted from the Ghost of Tsushima video.
Control. What's that? Remedy. I knew that he had like a Remedy feel. I almost said it, but I stayed quiet. But that's a
looks good.
That's a multiplat though. So.
Still, I mean, it looks good, and it was them announcing it. So, okay, so now they're going to game after game. Well, this is what we're talking about. Ratatouille, no. Should we expect Final Fantasy VII remake to be shown?
Nope.
Relax. You can't be here. I'm putting you under arrest. Sir, I've got this. Officer, you need help? What are you doing? Get off! No! Get off of me!
Resident Evil?
Or probably the Walking Dead game. Remember that they were making a new one?
No, this is Resident Evil, dude. That's Leon.
Leon.
That's the remake. They're doing.
Oh, okay. Then, great.
Jesus Christ.
Money's in my account. Always a pleasure.
Attention, all citizens.
How's smile on my face now?
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate.
Whatever it takes to save this city.
Surprised you made it this far.
Yo, Blinky, welcome back.
My extraction. Survival's your responsibility.
God damn it.
I still think Resident Evil 2 is the best Resident Evil. I love that game a lot.
Will you help me?
Yeah, especially the beginning. I mean, from the very beginning to the end, you start going through the cop cars, trying to escape the zombies. deciding if you want to shoot them or if you want to save bullets.
For this to happen.
It's coming. It's coming back.
It's like that got a big pop from the crowd.
And I bet you this is gonna sell more than Resident Evil 7.
Oh, January of 2019. Fuck, why are they putting all the games in early next year? What is this shit?
I mean, it is sooner than I expected. I think it was gonna be later on than January, especially since this is the first time they're showing it. Well, hey, they got the crowd. The crowd is into it now. So who really paid the big bucks when it came to announcing games, Dantes?
Who?
So who really paid the big bucks when it came to announcing games?
Xbox. Xbox showed way more games as of now.
And the co-creator of Rick and Morty.
Hey, what's up,
Yeah, but it's
everybody?
like
I'm Bathtub
they're showing the
Guy,
bigger one.
and we're here at E3 to take
No,
some
I mean,
looks at this
they show
new
Resident
game
Evil.
I'm going to show you right now. Trover
Microsoft
Safety
showed Devil May
Universe.
Cry. I mean,
Give it a look. Oh, whoa, there's some action platforming stuff in this little piece of shit. I'm the bathtub guy. I'm always in my bathtub, but that's not about me right now. It's about this game. Whoa, look at that. That's exciting footage I just saw. Oh, I'm playing it right now. Look at me. I'm a cool cucumber over here playing this cool game. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Somebody call 711 because that's the emergency dial number for this in this weird part of the galaxy. Because this is a sci-fi based thing. Help! He got electrocuted.
Yo ho, yo ho.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Pirates life for me.
no, that's not Kingdom Hearts.
Why are you so happy? Because we get to be pirates again.
Oh, that's Kingdom Hearts, yeah.
Yep,
That's true.
you always did like this.
Again? Why showing the same game again?
Still,
But it is a different video,
bigger ship.
as far as I can see.
Yeah, but didn't Microsoft show it? Then Sony shows it, and didn't Square show something today?
Yeah, Square Enix did.
How many times you gonna see the same game?
Wait, okay, so we're gonna see a realistic Sora since the Pirates of the Caribbean world looks realistic.
Square is really going all out with this game. They pay Microsoft. Well, I mean, Microsoft pays them to be there. I don't know if Indifference Square pays Sony to be on theirs.
Yeah, but this is the first time I'm seeing this. I hadn't seen the Pirates of the Caribbean stage.
Yeah, I know.
You back in the organization?
Yes. Surprising, isn't it?
Jack, don't you give this creep the time of day.
Sora, stand down. It's the code. Mustn't strike a pirate aboard ship when said pirate offers to confabulate.
I'm looking for a box.
Get them!
Sora!
They have come for us. Wait!
Oh no!
Stop!
Farewell. Arendelle is safer with me staying up here.
Oh,
Please, go away.
And the unversed collected enough screams and sadness from those children.
Yeah, and the whole time they were trashing our company in the process!
You're following her.
Maybe she's one of the 7 pure lights we need. The new 7 hearts.
Now, set your heart free. And at the end, you'll finally realize what destiny has in store for you. In fact, your reward might be right around the corner.
Hey, Axel.
Huh? Hey, liking the look. Cut your hair, too.
Mhm.
January 29th is the same day as coming out with Resident Evil, dude. That's messed up. Kingdom Hearts and... if I was Square, I would change the date. You need Kingdom Hearts to be alone. Resident Evil is going to be too big of a title. Oh, wow. They're putting all the Kingdom Hearts game in one package. That's kind of big.
Yeah, well, you can. I mean, it's missing all those other games, but like the DS ones.
No, that includes everything, dude.
Everything?
That's the collection. They said it at 1.5, and then that includes everything, dude.
Okay, so they're gonna have everything in it. So yeah, that's great. You're not gonna miss out anything from the storyline. There it is. There it is.
What? Oh. Did I just saw a baby showing the naked?
Tears. Chiral allergy. So, you have dooms like me.
We're gonna see gameplay, or have we been seeing gameplay all this time?
I think you got me beat.
You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Wanna come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries. That's all.
Okay, yeah, this is all in game.
And they're using the Decima tools from Horizon Zero Dawn, so the game's gonna look good. No denying about that. Why are we seeing Norman Reedus naked like many times in many trailers? I think Hideo Kojima needs help. The game looks big, Caleones.
Yeah, they're making sure to show how big it is when the camera pans out, showing the world. So yes, Hideo Kojima is putting emphasis on that.
We still don't know what the game is. We can tell you that it's an open world game, but okay, that's a strong ladder. And it's showing different characters. I think it's showing the multiplayer aspect. Oh, Caleones. It's not Norman Reedus. Or maybe it was. It's just. Oh yeah, it is him. It's just how the hair, like. Yo, Kevin1234, thank you for joining us. I know you're a Xenoblade fan, but we're here PlayStation tonight. But tomorrow, come watch us Nintendo tomorrow live. So.
Yeah, and probably getting some Fortnite on the Switch if that happens.
So it's 11 o'clock my time, Central Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Time.
The time for fast forwards, whatever.
Maybe it's kind of like you know the movie A Quiet Place where.
Yep. I haven't watched it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But
I'll see you around.
I don't know. This game was announced a long time ago. So.
Sam, what's your status? Beryllium density is still increasing.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Can you sit out the rain?
No, they're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea.
Are they using the baby as like a battery or something?
Yeah.
That's some Psychomantis level of weakness.
So you're gonna have to do stealth with things that you can't see. It's gonna make the game a little bit hard. Hideo Kojima needs to lay out the drugs. I mean, it looks fine. I still don't know what the game is about, but
I don't know, like
what the hell? She ate like a worm.
Too late.
I
still don't know who I am, do you?
Who are you?
Who's that? Is that a famous actor or something? Okay, I'll say this. I still don't know what the game is. People are giving a big shout out right now, but I didn't get a chance to say my piece, but it's hard for me to be excited on something I don't understand what it is. So I'm a Sony fan, I admit it, but you know what I'm saying, Caleon? Team Ninja. Neo 2. Oh, big time. First announcement, I was like, oh, big surprise there.
Yeah, the first one is still on PlayStation 4 only.
Well, console exclusive. It's on PC too, so.
Well, I mean, console exclusive, yes. But, yeah. I mean, hopefully this one does better because the first one almost came unnoticed, but it did receive great reviews and sold, pretty good afterwards.
Sold 2 million, so I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
again, you don't need to sell millions and millions if you budget your game correctly. And I think $2 million for that game is fine. And enough money. They made enough money to make a sequel, Caleones, so. They keep showing dreams. The game is not gonna sell, Sony. Just give it up, okay?
But I can't reach them over radio. Their comms must be down. What's your status?
Already here.
Ooh, showtime.
Yuri, I thought you said it was secure.
It was. Let's go. Maybe it's not as bad as it looks.
Love the optimism. But in my experience, when it looks bad, it's usually worse. Look out!
Oh, Electro.
Yuri!
I'm slipping!
Hold on! You okay?
Yeah.
Welcome to the party! Just in time for the fireworks! Looks like we made parole, boys! I'm out! Electro, why is he letting everyone out?
I'll head for the main control center and see how bad the situation.
Got it. I'll go join the party. Everyone just quietly go back into your cells and lock the door behind you. Okay? Please?
Oh, that fighting system is crazy.
Like fish in a barrel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the achievements is gonna be like,
yeah, 20
like
combos, 40 combos,
like no, probably like 100 hit combo or something like that.
Oh, hi, Rhino.
Oh, Rhino.
Hope you like surprise, Spider.
Surprise? What is he talking about?
Hey, what's your status?
Me? Just trapped in a prison with every criminal I've put away in the
Hopefully it's
last
not gonna be too much like Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Must be working for someone.
This is too good to be true. Scorpion, can you hold on a minute? I was in the middle of a phone call and it was business. Charge him! Don't let up!
Lost you for a second there. You okay?
Not really. Electro, Rhino, and now Scorpion are all on the loose. What's going on in the rest of the prison?
Camera system's almost up. I'll give you a sit rep soon.
Okay, I'll keep tracking Electro.
It's nice. He's so fast, Caleones. I don't know how you were able to keep up with this combat system. It feels like even faster than Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, but Batman did a pretty good job recognizing where the enemy was, so even if you press in a certain direction, it would help you, guide you over to the enemy.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
And guys, I'm just saying it here, Dantes will be doing a full-on gameplay of Spider-Man on PlayStation Mondays. We don't even have to wait until the game comes out to announce it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you have to admit, Caleones, this is looking sick right now.
Vulture, long time no see. We're going to have
Vulture too. They're putting everybody right now.
Okay, I got the security cameras back online.
How's it look?
Well, it looks like the entire population of the raft has escaped. That makes 5 of your worst enemies that are now on the loose.
For a second there, I thought you were serious.
I am serious. I have to go. Some of them are heading to the city.
This is nuts.
Ooh.
Like the boss fights are gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit scripted, but I think as long as they have good fighting in between the scripts, you know, I'm fine with it.
How do you like my new suit? Dashing. Where'd you get it? It's an exclusive club.
I almost feel like that's the last boss fight in the game.
Said not to kill him. Good idea. In fact, we don't have to do this at all if you don't want to.
But like Capcom does, you gotta fight all the bosses before you fight the last one.
Yeah. They should have not shown that, Caleones. That's like an intense moment in the game, in my opinion. That's a little bit too spoiler.
Unless they cut it off here. I don't know.
Good pop by the crowd. It was a good gameplay. That, like what you said, Caleones, Ghost of Tsushima was missing the wow factor. That's how you show wow factor right there.
Yeah, like even the game control, it had a wow factor to it as well.
Oh, Ellie.
That's it?
I think they should be terrified of you.
Oh, that's it, dude. That's the end of the conference.
You do not hesitate.
Oh,
wow. Okay, so no one last thing happening?
I don't know. We shall see. That's the end of the conference. Not the best offering from Sony. When they wasted like 20 minutes of like getting people changed from one place to the other.
Well, I mean, people in the audience are sitting down waiting for something.
That
Is that
was the
Shenmue, or?
PlayStation E3 showcase. A lot
It's not
to
Shenmue.
take in.
I thought it was going to be another
Great
game,
Worldwide
but
Studios titles.
never
We
mind.
actually got a little more
Yo,
to share
Jason,
here.
welcome.
Coming right up, we're going to have first live gameplay of Marvel Spider-Man right here. Just a couple of minutes. We're going to have a new game to announce. We have some other stuff to talk about, too.
A new game to
What a show.
announce, too.
Oh my
That was a
God.
lot.
Oh my gosh.
Top highlights, go. Oh, Ghost of
There's no
Tsushima.
time.
Oh my goodness, Ghost of Tsushima looked absolutely incredible. That color palette was
Okay, you can probably put down
insane.
the volume a little,
Did you
but
grow up with samurai movies?
Absolutely.
I don't know, like they still have one more game announcement.
I'm ready. Sucker punch.
guys.
Thank you. Meredith.
Oh,
It's
Resident Evil 2. Come on,
yeah.
RE2.
It's a
that
weird
looked
conference,
so good. I know a lot
Caleones.
of us
It's like
fans been waiting for that
started
one.
great with
And
Last
there was
of
like a moment
Us.
where you're like, I'm not really
Then,
sure I know what this is. And then as soon as he turned
Then
his
they
head, I
had
was
that
like,
awkward transition because they were changing venue to the people, sending them to somewhere else.
Camera action. It's kind of
And
like the ultimate dream.
that kind of
if they were
like
gonna remake
slowed down the
Resident Evil 2.
pace,
That's
right?
what
And
I
then they
want.
got into
So,
getting
awesome
showing
stuff.
games,
Nice.
showing
Nice and
games.
gory.
As Meredith said backstage.
And then now we have this weird transition. It's
we
like,
now have more
hey,
questions.
cool drummer,
Yes,
welcome,
yes,
welcome.
More
But
questions.
it looks as if, I mean,
you're
I don't wanna
fine.
make any
Hey,
promises, but
give
it
us the
looks as if
views
we were
right now.
getting kind of an allusion to a lot of gameplay in there and kind of what the character
So it's a weird conference, Caleones. It's not Sony's best. I think it's Sony's weakest since
And people consume
20, I would say
unusual-
2013.
Yeah, well,
The 2014,
You know, like
2015, 2016, 2017, they did a pretty good job. I think it's the weakest conference since 2014, I would say, or
a ton of great
2013.
stuff in the show
around
overall.
there.
I mean, Neo 2, that was a crowd
Yeah,
pleaser.
yeah, but I mean, what
Great to see
really
it
would
out.
have helped it a lot, even with what they showed in this one, is like you said, just having to wait until people move from one venue to the other, and having like the people talking right now, they had to, I mean, just jump in right after The Last of Us Part 2 and just talk and kind of like buy time until they could start it over again. So if they had eliminated that portion, just go from the guy playing the banjo straight to The Last of Us, and then go from there, then probably perhaps it would have been better. Of course, they didn't have too many game announcements because most of the games coming out on the PlayStation 4 have already been announced by Ubisoft, by Square Enix,
by Microsoft.
Even by Microsoft, yeah, even by Microsoft. So, but yes,
but you have to give it points. I mean,
I'm aware of them.
The Microsoft, even though they didn't have first party, but they had a lot of first looks, like Dying Light 2, and stuff like that. There was Devil May Cry, stuff like that. That was only on the Microsoft conference. That you get points, even though it's third party. That's fine. You still get points for it. I think they're showing a trailer or something. Is this not gonna the other? Oh, Japan Studio. This could be a new announcement. Let's see what they show. Oh, From Software. Wait.
Aren't you excited?
What the fuck? They did not put this in the main show?
And live in the world where time stands still.
What in the hell?
And nobody can see what you're up to ever again.
So it's from a Japan studio, which means Sony's publishing it, and From Software. So what game is this? I don't think it's Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, but they already have the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice that they showed during the Microsoft conference.
No, I understand that, but I mean, From Software is a big team. They make multiple games, Caleones. And Shadow Die Twice is a multiplat. This is an exclusive, which is a huge difference. Scene? What the hell is that?
Hey, Decine, that's From Software's new title coming to PlayStation VR. Quite a departure, very artistic. Still don't know a ton about how it actually plays yet. Certainly a compelling debut, I would say.
It's still,
and speaking of
still an exclusive game, so.
Let's get to that Spider-Man. It is time.
It was more like a teaser trailer as well, so we don't know much about the game anyways.
Hey, hi, the program. It's so great to have you here. I just have to say, first of all, thank you guys for giving us your time.
Of course, of course. Happy to be here.
And also, congratulations, kind of closing out some of the show there with Marvel Spider-Man. How does it feel?
It's surreal. We've been working on it for a while, so it's nice to be here. And obviously, we showed you. People wanted villains, so we decided we'll give you a lot of villains. And now, and the next question is, can we play the open world? And Adam's gonna show off the New York City.
I mean, I don't know, Sid. What do you think?
Let's dive in.
Yeah,
what are we talking about here?
Get in there. We're going to boot up the demo here, and this is essentially one of the first playable demos that you guys are going to be showing off.
Yeah,
of,
that's right. Pretty much. So, I mean, if you think about,
Go ahead, Adam.
The game is, a lot of people are like, last year's E3 was like, well, was that like just a linear level? No, like that was our Manhattan, that's our New York City, and it happened to be on like a main story mission. But in between, like you saw on the raft, or we showed that back at last E3, you can just swing around.
I think it's the stream.
Let's go to that.
Go ahead and mute this stream for a second and see if
yeah, this
Yo, I was hearing like a weird voice. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I think it's probably them like getting something mixed up when it comes to the audio.
Yeah, it's a string
frequency or something.
About what you guys want to show us this evening.
So I think, the big thing is, again, I think the part
from Spider-Man, what I really want to see is that he's not shooting the web, like to a cloud and using the cloud to, like move around.
In that world, and we want to, give people who attend E3 an opportunity to experience that. So, You know, obviously it's a big narrative-driven experience, but at the same time, part of that superhero fantasy, especially that Spider-Man experience, is living within New York City and seeing that. So, you know, Adam is he's one of our combat pro players because he's a combat designer, and again, he's just showing off some really awesome stuff that as you get better with the game, obviously, you know, we wanted to have a pick up and play feel, but at the same time have a level of mastery and to really show off the improvisation that we've really been talking about a lot since we announced the game.
I'm digging this, like sticking dudes to walls and to the floor and stuff. That looks really satisfying.
I mean, I think the thing that's been really fun in these last, you know, I would say last 6 months since we got back from the holiday break was every week I feel like I'll take the game home or I'll be playing one night and then I'll come in and say, wow, guys, I didn't know you could do that. So I think there's a lot of that, there's that sandbox nature to it as well. So, I mean, obviously you can, you know, we're going to teach you mechanics, but we want you to experiment with, you know, his acrobatics, his webs, his gadgets, his suit powers. So combining all that stuff really allows for a lot of different gameplay and a lot of, you know, Spider-Man's a very expressive character. We want players to be able to express that, whether it's in traversal or in combat.
It's gorgeous.
These animations, these animations are just blowing my mind.
Yeah, that was I guess my biggest concern, so it doesn't really take you away from the game, so.
Fluid motion. I mean, did you guys take a lot of lessons from your previous games and really like hone in on those when you were developing
I mean, I think animation's definitely been one of the hallmarks of our company, you know, from Spyro to Ratchet to Sunset Overdrive.
Yep.
And I mean, you know, I remember when the Sunset Overdrive reviews came out, one person actually wrote, it would be great to see Insomniac make a Spider-Man game. And I was like, see, we should make it.
See?
And I think
you waved your phone around to the whole studio.
Exactly. We took that kind of mentality and we just injected our personality, but also, you know, what do people want, desire from a Spider-Man experience. So, you know, it was really great as I remember probably around
there's people on Twitter asking if, while you're playing the game, if you can actually visit a Starbucks.
They want to feel like
a what?
Game. So
a Starbucks?
I think that's the
Starbucks.
Really layering on this last year.
Too soon.
To have that, it feels like an Insomniac game as much as it does a Spider-Man game.
And I love this traversal. I mean, just the fluidity of just moving over great distances very quickly. It looks like a lot of fun just moving around.
Someone shoots Spider-Man just now.
Got a great game.
Okay, so
I thought Spider-Man didn't kill. He just sent one guy off the building.
Like experimenting, but like sometimes, you know, I mean, game development,
I guess he doesn't have that one rule like
Batman.
I guess not.
And what I used to find myself doing was
that's his superpower. When you fill up the the special attack bar.
I just walking or running or even taking a car. Just it feels so more natural now just to swing around like Spider-Man. So it's definitely one of those things that has that, again, just like combat, that pick and play feel.
And they still have the weapon wheel. It wouldn't be an Insomniac game without the weapon wheel.
They play and get
what was that? Hold on a second. That's very interesting what you're saying there.
So like I said, Adam.
I mean, they perfected the wheel, so might as well continue using it.
Oh, poor guy.
A piece of geometry, and the enemies walk by, they'll get like grabbed and sucked back. But you can also attach it to an enemy, and if an enemy walks by, they kind of slam into each other.
When he threw that guy off the building, did it seem like the guy had a web on him?
On the last guy, yes. I don't know the one before.
Use it to heal.
Sid's having a religious
experience. It just looks incredible.
Okay, thank you. The team works really, really hard on it. Really, really hard.
Clearly.
And the idea is the focus is kind of a way to, it's a risk reward. Like I said, you can either heal yourself or you can kind of, if you fill up the bar a certain way, you can actually pull off a finishing move. So, you know, as you play the game, you can kind of say, well, do I want to maybe heal myself real quick, or do I want to wait for that really extravagant move to kind of take the guy out instantly?
Got it.
Brian, a question for you is, obviously Spidey has, with his experience being under the mask for so many years now,
yep,
in
8
your
years.
story, 8 years. Thank you. You got to be precise.
I got it. One of the first questions I get is like, is in the origin story? I'm like, no. That was like after we decided that.
Hey, you get bazooka in your head and you survive it. You're a superhero.
But you heard about that? They said on the game he's been Spider-Man for 8 years.
Yeah, that's why you can make so many complex moves. That's what they said on the original reveal too.
You don't want to overwhelm a player with options, right? You want to make it approachable.
You know, that's the only way, and it makes sense. If you want to make Spider-Man as complex in the fighting as possible, he can't be a typical
handing that
you know what I'm
stuff out
saying?
over the course of the game, you know, finding the right
teenager.
spots where
Teenager, yeah.
you kind of, okay,
Which I prefer.
strength,
To honest, to give you the truth, Caleones, I am a little bit tired of teenage Peter Parker. I think I prefer more adult Peter Parker. When I was a kid, that was the most that you saw. I know it wasn't until the Ultimate Spider-Man that teenager Peter Parker became a little bit famous, right? Or more famous. And everybody was, you know, doing teenage Peter Parker, but I'm happy that this game is basically with an older Peter Parker. I think it would be, it's great. That's great.
Sid, what do you think?
I gotta say, this game is
Beautiful,
looking
right?
absolutely gorgeous. This is, I mean, this is just, I mean, it was looking spectacular to begin with, but this is on a totally different level. And I can just see that
so much.
I can see that polish, though. That's the thing, and that's what comes out in that final few months of development.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys watched the press conference, right?
Sure.
You saw all those games, those first-party games, and they all have a level of polish. And to be,
I'm gonna challenge you to finish the game without using the web to travel.
Yeah, just walking.
Just have you, just walking and running.
And we know there's a certain level of polish that people expect.
Oh, they got
from a PlayStation
challenges.
game.
Typical
we
open
wanted to
world
consider
game.
Right up there.
Well,
and not to mention also,
it's like Batman Arkham Asylum. You got the challenges that you could do, Caleones.
Of course.
May I just ask real quickly, you know, as we're starting to wind down here?
I mean, it is a big world, so you got to populate it with certain
stuff to
things.
do. Yeah, I know.
Kind of look up.
It's gonna be a big game, dude.
After all that.
I think a lot of people are gonna be playing it for hours.
I'm known as a crier, so it takes a lot.
It's like
for
a
me
bomb
not to
challenge.
get
You have to
choked up.
you have to
Right now
destroy
they're playing
all the
theme
bombs
song to the game in the background as we're sitting here.
in a certain amount of time.
And, I mean, this is an amazing industry, and to be part of it is one thing, but to work on something you truly love and something that when you were a little kid thinking, oh my God, could I ever work on a Spider-Man game, let alone be in video games, is just absolutely surreal. I use that word a lot when I describe working on this game, and to work with a group like Sony and work with Marvel, and that feeling is felt by so many Insomniacs, so we couldn't be prouder, and the support we've gotten across the board, not only from
I think that was a simple
Sony,
challenge,
Marvel,
but I'm guessing you're gonna have more complicated challenges coming.
It just looks incredible. I mean, there's no other word for it. And
you're flabbergasted.
I really am. It's stunning. I mean, just look at that. How can you not be blown away by that? But we do have a limited amount of time here, Brian. You're an industry veteran. You've been in the industry for a long time. I know this is a lifelong dream for you working on this game. And I want to thank you and Insomniac for making it.
Thank you for having us.
And for coming by as well.
Sony should start to pony up some money. Honestly, they should buy Insomniac. They should buy Blue Point, and they should buy Quantic Dreams.
But you know, Sid,
that is the truth about it.
Earlier we were able to make
and they should do it before somebody else does.
Yeah, I mean, we just lost Ninja
I mean, there
Theory.
really is something incredible going on here at this PlayStation E3 showcase. I mean, it's on a scale and a scope that we have just never seen before, and so we have people here, they're playing the game. We have a lot of hands-on sessions for folks that are here for the showcase, and the game looks great, but I just love the way this whole, I know her.
Oh, there's familiar faces popping up on the stream.
But I mean, it's a great event here, and it's just, I wish we could get everybody in here to try this out and to just see what has been sort of constructed. With Spider-Man and with actually,
I think the guy with the pink shirt was the one that was saying talking about the Spider-Man game. He finally got his hands on it.
Snuck on a few amazing people onto our program as a helicopter goes by to mark this amazing moment. Nate Fox and Jason Connell to my left and Nate Fox. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much for coming over.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
It's really good for you to be here, and I'm so glad you're able to give us some of your time.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, kind of what we were just talking about with the team from Insomniac, what's it like for you as individuals and as developers to be able to kind of be a part of all of this?
It's amazing. I mean, you try so hard to make a video game that you can get lost in, and then to come to E3 where they actually build your game. It's kind of a dream come true that way.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh man, it's amazing. You know, people are excited. You know, you see all the other projects, and everybody's just stoked about all the different games that are up there, and you know, we put a lot of heart and soul into it, so it's just that moment where it shows it is just great. So
I think we should show it because we have some of the footage.
I think we do have a little bit of footage hanging around here, so let's check it out. If we can
absolutely. Just hanging around,
it's just doing its thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this game, first of all, just gorgeous. I mean, the art direction is really coming through in an incredible way, but also the technical sophistication as well. I mean, we're going to see here in a minute. Here we go. There we go. Get into some combat.
Yeah, we have some highlights from the showcase just shown off for the first time.
Look at this. Look at this look. I mean, this is gorgeous.
Look at this look.
I don't know what else to say about it. I'm flabbergasted.
And maybe, I don't know, Nate or Jason who wants to take this, but it seems like in these moments of gameplay, there's small vignettes of like a classic samurai film in which you really focus in the player experience, the visuals, the music, all the cues seem to align in harmony. I mean, that must all be very intentional, I can only assume.
It is an orchestra. You know, like it's got to take all these elements, and for even that opening attack, that EI attack, it's about building space before it, having the leads go by, the drum up of music beforehand. And that's what makes it, really powerful.
How do you coordinate all those systems? Like,
we run in strike teams. We got a lot of multidisciplinary, awesome people working on it. So
yeah, but I mean, you watch a lot of samurai movies, man. I mean,
that's
come on.
the real answer,
That was
actually.
the real trick. Yeah. I mean, there's that quiet before the storm. Pretty key to the genre, so just trying to make it real in a video game is our goal.
And I know that authenticity is something that's tremendously important to your entire studio in this game. Do you want to share a little bit about some of the steps, the great steps that your team went through creating that?
Yeah, I feel like we're in a super unique position because, we're part of Sony, we have J Studio, we have somebody that would be a producer on our project from J Studio. We've hired some cultural guides. Like I feel like we're in this unique position to help us create this thing. Oh, the Shoji screen, that one's a popular one.
This knocked me off.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's interrupt worthy right there.
Okay, so can we talk a little bit maybe about how you're approaching the sword play? I think that's a really interesting concept here. Like, you don't have to get too far into it. I know the game's still deep in development, but tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're going for lethal precision, where there's not a lot of wasted energy. It's very trained experts, and so every strike, could end a life. So you want to make sure that each one counts. Yeah. I mean, right now we're allowing
they're just doing a recap.
Circle each other and talk to each other.
So for this, we're not going to continue the show now. They're just doing a post game. I guess you could say that.
We've brought in Caleones,
so we can end the stream.
And it shows.
I'm gonna put it in mute,
okay?
So we can talk about
400 years
our impressions about the conference, okay? Okay, Caleones, I'm gonna do a quick recap. So the conference started pretty good with The Last of Us gameplay. Gameplay looked great. I can't deny that. I think that the level of detail was really good. I think, to your point, the game would play better if you play it on grounded or hard mode, where hits count, because she surviving that hit with that big ass hammer was a little bit jarring in the trailer. So, but still, aside from that, the game looked really good. Caleones, any thoughts of The Last of Us gameplay?
Well, I mean, like the attention to detail that the game offers. Even like I said, on one of the instances, somebody was shooting at her, and while she was running and ducking, you could see her head like nodding and going down, to like evade the bullet. So even little details like that, grabbing the bottle, throwing it at the other guy's face, or even when the enemy grabbed her and threw her, through the wind, through the glass, and all breaking up. So the attention to details, and by it being, it's not a cinema, it's just straight gameplay. It makes you, appreciate what Naughty Dog has done, not only with the characters and how they interact, but how they interact with the world around them as well. So it was really impressive. And about the hammer, like I said, I believe that's probably the difficulty. So as you increase the difficulty, things like that will probably kill you in one hit or something like that. So we still have to see those things, but I think it's more the difficulty side. But the game looks like it could really carry part one as being one of the greatest ever. So the first impression on the gameplay, and great, very impressed.
So cool drummer. No, we're not ending the stream yet. We're gonna do a recap, and then we may end it. I know you guys are having fun in the chat, but we've been here for an hour and a half. So, but anyway, we're still going. We got still a good 10 to 15 minutes to go. So have fun right now. Anyway, after that, after okay, so I was gonna say so yeah, no, the game again as Nintendo innovates with gameplay, Sony just innovates with the graphics. You have to give them credit, and the graphics are just one step even above. I was impressed, and God of War is an impressive game. Detroit Become Human is an impressive game, and I thought, oh my God, we reached the ceiling, and then this game comes out, and you see it, you're like,
yep,
damn, Naughty Dog.
But I still get the feeling that the game is still being held back by what seems like PS4 Pro footage, the same way that The Last of Us was held back by the PS3, and they had the they did the HD edition for the PS4. So I'm pretty sure that even though we will see the game come out for the PS4 Pro and the PS4, of course, if there's a PS5, this game is going to find its way over to the PS5.
So Jenna, that's Dreams. So it's basically a game where you can build any worlds that you want, anything that you want to do, you can build it in this game. So it's an interesting game. I mean, Media Molecule makes good, fun games. Not for me, but it's if you're a creative person and you can build worlds, I think this game is for you. That's the big question. Or if you just want to play, imagine Mario Maker, but with like really complex tools. That's basically what this game is.
Yeah, and to be more specific, like Media Molecule is the same team that makes and I just forgot the name, the Little Big Planet games. So it is the same team, and it seems like they're continuing the same tradition.
They did Tearaway too. Anyway.
Tearaway.
Yep. So keep going again. Last of Us, impressive. Really impressive. We'll just see if they do a PlayStation 5 version. They may do it. By the time this game comes out, we may have a cross-generation game. I don't know. We shall see. I'm in. The gameplay look, it made me feel better on the gameplay since Bruce Straley left the company. That was my concern that I have, but look good. We shall still see. I'll talk to Caleones about other stuff that I did not like about the trailer, but we shall see. Anyway, second was an interview with Sean Lathan because again because they started the conference in a like a church. And then they moved people to the theater itself, and then during that period of time they show Call of Duty, and they show the games that they've been announcing from the days before, and then they show Destiny: The Forsaken expansion. Really awkward transition. I am hoping that Sony learns from this and they do not do this again. Like Caleones stated earlier, it would have been better just being in the theater. Just start the show with Last of Us. You could have the banjo guy play a little bit, and then you can start with The Last of Us, and then continue the show. Normally, this honestly broke up the conference, and it made it broken in a sense. So, anyway, we shall see. Hopefully, Sony won't do this ever again. Any thoughts on the games that they showed days before, Call of Duty and Destiny: The Forsaken expansion, or any thoughts too on that really bad transition?
Well, I would say more so the transition itself. And it was more noticeable after they made the transition because then it was game after game after game. So, yes, The Last of Us Part 2, it is a big game. It's a huge game and one of the absolute most important games for Sony. But I don't think they really needed to have just another venue, like the church-type venue, just to show that trailer. I don't think it gave it that more emotional impact or anything like that. So it didn't really do anything for it. So they could have done without that portion. Even if they decide to keep the guy playing the banjo in the beginning. But yeah, I think it took a little too long as well. But yeah, they could have done without that portion. Go straight from The Last of Us trailer over to the other ones.
Yep, agreed 100%. Okay, after they came back into the theater, they finally started rolling with the games, like Caleones said, hitting one after the other. But the first game they showed is Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. I thought it looked good. I trust Sucker Punch. I think the game is gonna be good. I think the open world is gonna be expansive, that you'll be able to do a lot of stuff and have fun in it. But I do admit that Caleones brought a point that I hate to admit it, because I was expecting more from Ghost of Tsushima, but he said that the gameplay did not have like a wow factor, something that you would say, damn, I have to play this now. Even Days Gone, which looks unpolished right now. I'm hoping they polish the game, but it looks unpolished. The first time they revealed that game, when you saw the swarm of zombies or freakers just trying to get you, that was the wow moment for that game, Caleones, right? So that did not happen. I think it's going to be a really good tactical game from Sucker Punch, Ghost of Tsushima. I'm just concerned that it will be a good game, not a great game, and it would just be something that is out there, and it's going to be good, but it's not going to be gunbusters like Infamous, where Infamous, the wow factor was being a superhero, having all those superpowers, and be able to to travel the big world with using all those superpowers, right? So
yeah, plus it was also the first showcase of how much powerful the PS4 was.
PS3. Well, PS3 and PS4. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm hoping I'm wrong. Caleones was right. I hate to hit on PlayStation exclusive because I'm a PlayStation fan, but yeah, that game, we need to see more, and hopefully maybe they show the traverse, maybe they show how you take care of the horse, how the horse becomes a big part of the gameplay. Maybe then maybe these things will be better. Like a Punch-Out game just now they're showing. Hopefully the real Punch-Out is tomorrow. Anyway, so Ghost of Tsushima, Caleones, your thoughts?
I mean, same thing. The game, you can see the attention to detail, to the world, to the characters, but it was lacking on, like you said, like we keep saying, you keep going to that wow factor, how the Last of Us had it in space because of how, that gameplay segment. So it just looks okay, especially for the portion of the game that you're going to be playing. Maybe they could have chosen a different portion. I know that they were going more so with I get the story portion of it with how you're fighting that person that's supposed to be your friend, and and dueling, and then going back to I guess fighting the hordes that are coming towards you. But they could have probably just selected something else to show, because it didn't really pull you in and make you feel like, oh, I just cannot wait for this game to come out. So we're still missing that, and we're still gonna see more of the game in the weeks and months to come before it comes out. But so far, it just looks like a nice game, but without the pull.
Yep. We shall see. Hopefully I'm wrong. Next game they show, and this is a points for them, and this is what they should have done more if they knew that their first party games were not gonna be the talk of the town in this E3, which they still are because they show gameplay like The Last of Us for sure, and Spider-Man, which I thought were the two highlights of the conference. They should have added reveals like Microsoft did to theirs, so they could be the talk of the town. Oh, look at what I saw on Microsoft's E3. Oh, look at that, Devil May Cry. Oh, Days Light, or I forgot the name now. Dying Light 2. Stuff like that. Something that is surprising, something that we didn't expect. And they did it here with Control, which is a game from Remedy, who's going to be a multi-plat game. We all know that. But it was a reveal here, which is great. And that's where Sony should have padded their conference more. And I think they missed opportunity. And they just gave Microsoft right now the crown for E3 because they didn't do that. And it's going to hurt them in the long run, aside from the bad transition and the layout of the conference was bad. So right now, like I said, I think this was one of the worst Sony conferences in a long time. So, and
they're showing right now the two stages that they were building for the conference. So yeah, I mean,
wasted money. They could have done it in a normal theater like they've done it in other years. It didn't add anything to it. So they should have used a normal stadium. What they did last 2 years were great. Control in a nice place in Symphony. I know they want to switch it up and they want to show stuff differently, Caleones, and innovate, but they didn't hit it. Like the PSX with the couch presentation was bad, and this one was okay. I don't think it's like awful. I thought it was okay. It's just not. Sony has raised the bar so high in the last couple of E3s, Caleones, that this was kind of like a disappointment compared to the other E3s that they done. That's where I coming from as a fan. I'm telling you objectively, like as a fan, this was not good compared to the last previous years. So go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, and this is why, and this is with Sony setting expectations lower by telling you up front that most of the things they were going to show is just expanded gameplay and not that many announcements. So that they told us that beforehand, and we're still and seeing this. And it's not because of what they showed. It's just by how they decided to do the conference. So they could have just done without that beginning, the transition, and just like after the trailer being completely taken out of it because of you went back to to the commentators. So they could have just next year, I promise you they're not gonna do it this way.
So right now they're showing the full schedule. All the games they're gonna show on their post-show Wednesday and Tuesday. Tuesday got an interesting. There was a panel for The Last of Us. So I'm gonna be interesting to see that one. Anyway, so go see it on the screen if you guys want to. Anyway, going back, what I was saying. So Control shows up. Remedy. I did play the Alan Wake games on PC. I thought they were okay games. Quantum Break. I wasn't interested. This new game, Control, seems to have a lot of elements from Quantum Break. We shall see how the game looks. But again, it's having Remedy just showed up in PlayStation. That was a big deal, right? And it makes sense. Like Microsoft does that a lot. They go and say, "Ooh, look at that. We got you Devil May Cry here." Ha, 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 ha. Sony did the same with Control. I guess I could put it that way. Next one was Resident Evil 2, January 29. Wow. Caleones, January is like jam-packed. I don't know. Kingdom Hearts, January 29. Resident Evil 2, January 29. Then in February, we got Crackdown, Days Gone, and I'm missing one. Crackdown, Days Gone, and Awesome. That's a big first 2 months, Caleones. Like, Sony used to own first quarter because to stay away from this, and now everybody's like being dicks about it. Anyway, but talking back here,
go ahead. Everybody's just trying to release away from Red Dead Redemption 2. That's all they're doing.
Maybe, but Resident Evil 2, Caleones, big. That's a big reveal. I was excited. That's one of the few moments. This E3 has been really bad for me. So that's one of the few moments that I went, yeah. So what do you think about that reveal trailer for Resident Evil 2?
Well, I mean, I can say that you probably would agree with me that Resident Evil 2 is the best game on the series.
Yes, I agree. And I like 4, but 2 to me is better.
Yeah, and I mean, 4 was great. It was it took you away from the horror roots and more into the action portion, but still not too far away like Resident Evil 5 and 6. But yeah, I mean that's the game that made me a complete fan of the series. I did like 1. I did like the being in the mansion, but being in the city and having that portion, that's what made me a fan of the series, and I'm glad that we're getting to revisit it. And the game looks awesome. It looks really dark, and I mean just being on Leon's in control of Leon and I'm pretty sure Claire as well. It's going to be fun.
Yep. So I'm excited. I will play it. I'm guessing Caleones will play it too. I mean, it's a multiplayer, so you can get it on Xbox, Caleones. Next one was no one cared, but Travers Saves the Universe. I was like, really? Whatever.
It looked like a Rick and Morty type of game.
Yeah, but not the right game to show in this E3 when you saw your competition what they did. They could have shown this game. They didn't show it. The Painter Genie game. It's a.
Yeah, it's going in and out now.
So, it just fell, I think. The stream ended?
Well, the Sony one did. It has ended.
Oh, that's why. I think it just went offline. Anyway, you guys can see the background there, so it's we'll just put it in The Last of Us while we wait here. There we go. We'll leave it there. So while we talk we can see some gameplay from The Last of Us. Okay, anyway, so we'll continue. So we even beat Sony this time. So anyway, okay. So let's continue with this summary, Caleones. So Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is like the whore of the show. Everybody has a pass with it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Today I'm not PG, but everybody gets a turn with the Kingdom Hearts. What do you think about that, Caleones?
Well, at least I did like that they showed a new stage, the Pirates of the Caribbean one. I believe for the Microsoft conference they showed mostly Frozen, and they did the same thing over at the Square Enix one as well. So I mean, it looks great. It was a touch more realistic, to the character. So it did show you a different side to him as well. But still, I mean, once the game comes out, we're gonna get it. But I think the biggest thing was at the end when they showed that you can get pretty much the entire collection.
Yeah, that was, I think, a big thing. It's the only way that you're gonna play all the games from Kingdom Hearts, and the only system that has that is Sony. So that makes the package more attractive if you're a multi-console owner to say I'm gonna buy it on PlayStation because I get the full, Kingdom Hearts in the same package. That was a big win in my opinion. But still, Kingdom Hearts showing too much in my opinion at this time. Square, you need to stop. Next, they show Death Stranding. Caleones, any thoughts on Death Stranding?
I still have no idea what the game's about. I mean, at least we did. Well, like I've been saying, we may have been seeing gameplay all along from even from the original reveal and the other trailers that have come out. We definitely saw gameplay on this one, but that's the problem. Yeah, but the problem is that you cannot wrap your arms around a game and embrace it if you don't know what it is about. We still do not know what the game's about. I mean, it could be, as far as you know, a mining, search and collect type game. We don't know if it's going to have action or if there's going to be other elements to it. We have no idea what the game's about. So, in Kojima we trust, and he's always, done great games, going from, the Metal Gear Solid games to the Zone of Enders, and we know that he can make great games, but we still have no idea what this is about.
Okay. I will say this. I'm a Sony fan, but I can be objective. And right now, I haven't seen anything in this game that makes me excited for it, Caleones. I'm sorry. I know it's a PlayStation exclusive, but, I give shit to Nintendo because I don't like all the Nintendo exclusives, right? You can be that way. You can love a brand, but doesn't mean that because you like a brand, you have to like every single thing that the brand puts out, right? But right now, and this is coming from a Hideo Kojima fan, and Caleones can attest to that I have played every Metal Gear Solid game aside from 5, because 5, there's reasons why I did not play 5. They changed the voice actor of Snake, but we can talk about that later. But I have played every Metal Gear Solid. I'm a fan of Hideo Kojima. I think he's a good developer. But still, they haven't shown anything in this game that tells me I need to buy this game. Pure and simple. So my hype level for this game is low. I'm also going to ding Sony because this game, trying to show Hideo Kojima too soon, all the stuff that he's done, I will say this, it's keep showing the same game over E3. I do not want to see Death Stranding next year's E3. That would be now. It would be they announced it on the 16th conference. They show it on the 17th conference, and the 18th conference is here again, Caleones. If there's something called overkill, that is it. So I'm just saying I don't want to see it again. Anyway, next one. Neo, Caleones. Neo 2. Big game. A big game. It's a Souls type of game. That's why Shadow Die Twice was shown on the Microsoft one. Because Sony had Neo here. So I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We don't know if it's an exclusive still or it's gonna be a multiplayer game. But I think Neo 2 is a big announcement for the people who like those type of games, Caleones. Any thoughts?
Well, I mean, I still haven't played the game. It is still a console exclusive on the PS4, but it's received. The first one has received rave reviews. And we were talking about it that it sold over 1 million copies as well.
2 million.
Well, 2 million copies. Over 2 million copies. And that's in between PS4 and PC. I believe.
That's correct. That's correct.
But yes, I mean, it's very exciting that they announced the game. It was a kind of like a teaser trailer, short trailer. They didn't really show much from it, but just the fact that the game is coming, that's enough to get a lot of people excited about it.
Yep, agreed. Next one, Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man and Last of Us stole the show for me. We knew what Spider-Man was gonna deliver. The gameplay looks great. I don't need to see any more, Sony. I think you could have moved and add Spider-Man, not again, or something smaller, right? So I'm just putting it here in the Ghost of Tsushima footage right now. Ghost of Tsushima, I can't pronounce it anyway. But Spider-Man still, even with all that, looks great, Caleones. Even if they've showed it, and of course you have the Game Informer presentation. Even if they show all that, looks great, Caleones. I'm hyped for Spider-Man. September cannot come fast enough. It's going to be one of those games that you're going to put a lot of hours into because it's a big open world game. Any thoughts, Caleones?
Well, I mean, I like the action. I like the cinematic feel to it as well. And it seems like, I mean, the story is going to be a big part of it. So it's not just going to be some small missions and things like that. We saw what we believe is a big part of the story, and even you mentioned that they probably should have kept some of those things from the people, from seeing it. So, look, we as soon as they said that they were making a Spider-Man game, we were sold on it. But the more that we see, the more that we actually love the game. Everything from the action to the combos to how Spider-Man navigates through the city landscapes and things like that. So I mean, there's nothing else that has to be said. Just for people to go watch the video, watch the gameplay, and then I mean they're going to be enamored with it.
Okay. Yep. Agreed. Spider-Man closes the show. Of course, I need to mention that they show Dreams, little in-betweens, segments. I don't know. We shall see. To clarify, I'm not a big guy that is going to be creating games. I like to play other people's games. Mario Maker was fun when you were playing other characters' levels. I did not like to build character. I didn't like building levels, Caleones. Little Big Planet, I was not a big fan. We shall see Media Molecule what they do, but Dreams continue to show. And this is the game that I believe may not sell that well, Caleones, honestly. I think Spider-Man is going to take all of it. Sony has been getting hit after hit after hit in sales. They started strong with God of War selling so much. Detroit Become Human sold over 1 million copies already in 2 weeks, where it took 5 weeks for Heavy Rain to get to that mark. And then Spider-Man, is going to sell gangbusters. So if there's one game that is going to be this year's flop for Sony, and hopefully I'm wrong, Caleones, but it's going to be Dreams, in my opinion. Any thoughts on Dreams?
Well, I mean, we have seen the game featured in a lot of places, but I don't know, like, I still don't know, I guess, what the point of the game is. I mean, I know Media Molecule is a great developer. They made, great games with a Little Big Planet, and how they, like you say, they do the world building, how you can do certain parts and things like that, but how that world is going to be created and expanded upon, we are not exactly sure. So the game was, I guess, displayed in fragments. It was the one that they used in between from trailers and commentary and things like that. But I think the game is going to be great once it comes out. But again, same thing with Ghost of Tsushima. The wow factor or the pull, that's still missing from it.
Yep. It's that guy 6969. Join us. How you doing? And then of course No Midnight came back. Link is back. Everybody's having fun in the chat. Cool Drummer. Toys and More Club.
Yeah,
So
yeah, thanks for coming back from the Etika stream and coming back to us.
Okay, last game that they announced was a From Software game, a VR game called Desiree or whatever it's called. I thought it was gonna be something big, and then it was just a VR game, Caleones. But Sony needs to promote VR. You know, it is what it is. But then that game they ended the show so early. They could have put some of those games into the main show. I would have, Caleones, eliminated the 5 days of E3 and made those games into the conference and not, you know, do like one day. It's like Sony tried something new this year. It just did not work out at all. Should have put it in the main conference. Getting a release day for Days Gone would have been big in the conference. Seeing the new Tetris game would have been big in the conference. The release of Twin Mirrors could have been big in the conference. You're getting a couple of exclusives from Square, the Square show in their presentation. Talk to Square. Make sure that those games would have been in your conference because they're exclusives or console exclusives at least. So I just don't know where Sony's head was in this presentation. And if I sound frustrated, it's because I'm a Sony fan. And Sony has delivered in the last couple of years. This is not the year for them. Let me put it that way. But anyway, any thoughts of Desiree or whatever it's called from Software?
Not really. I mean, I think to leave it as a game that, I mean, it wasn't, you know, to close out the show. It was after the presentation was over and you had the other people, you know, kind of like you're doing a small recap on the game. I mean, on the conference itself. But I still don't feel like Sony is doing enough to push VR. I mean, I'm afraid that VR is going to go the same, you know, the way of the Vita, where at one point they just decided to pretend that it didn't even exist. So for that, yes, it is From Software, team in Studio Japan, but they didn't really feature it, or at least, you know, or do like a separate segment for PS, you know, VR specific games or things like that. So they kind of just threw it out there as an afterthought. And like I said, they need to do more to continue to push VR, and I'm not seeing it.
Yep. Okay, I agree with that. Anyway, that's it. We're gonna give our official. I think we almost gave our review or a closeout, but we'll give our scores for the press conference in this Sunday, so you guys need to watch that. But with that said, Caleones, anything to add before we end, or are you good to go?
We're seeing Smash Brothers tomorrow, so let's go for it.
Caleones Day tomorrow. Hopefully, he will have a better time than I did tonight. Anyway, with that said, thank you everybody for joining us right here at the Force In Unison Gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, we do have a Nintendo podcast called the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast every Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can get that podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes for free. Also, if you're watching this, that means you're a Sony fan. Hey, we got a solution for you. We also have what is called Force In Unison Live every Sunday at 9 Eastern Time. PM, of course. Also, go to the description box below. There's a couple of shows. There's one PlayStation show that I do every Monday. It's called PlayStation Mondays. Come on down. Of course, I didn't do it today because we're doing the E3 press conference, but next Monday, back to the norm. So if you guys want to see PlayStation Mondays, we will be back next Monday. Of course, Caleones and Inkling G handles the streaming Wednesdays on Wednesdays. Fridays, I don't know, Caleones, you have to let me know.
Well,
Fridays,
what are we going to see next Monday? Is it going to be Detroit Become Human, or is it going to be God of War?
I think I'm going to go back to God of War just for one day. I'm going to interswitch them, so everybody, you know, get God of War 1 week, Detroit Become Human another week, and we're going to switch them back and forth. So that's the plan right now. But again, Fridays, Caleones, is Toys and More Club Presents. Let me know if that's still going. We haven't had a couple of weeks. I don't want to leave it on the schedule.
Well, we might get Fortnite tomorrow, so, I mean, that can change a lot of things.
Okay, so then maybe Toys and More Club will be back on Friday. Also, we have a Facebook page called @Force In Unison Gaming. And finally, and Dantes says finally, go to chiguerosnews.com and give some clicks and love to my boy Caleones. With all that said, Thank you again for joining us. Long live PlayStation. See you guys.